Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut. Welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. Hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. We're going to talk about the expansion. MLB is looking to expand again. We're starting to see articles on it online at very early stages that they haven't really talked about where, but there are some possibilities, some potential cities and places that new teams, brand new teams, could expand to. Now, as you know, if you don't know, the Oakland A's situation is weird. They're in Oakland right now for this season. I don't know if they're going to negotiate for the next few years to stay there until they go and move to Las Vegas. That is a very dysfunctional situation there in Oakland. It's pretty bad. The government there is dysfunctional. The ownership is dysfunctional. Quite frankly, the fans there they don't know how to protest against the owner. You do not I don't know, it's funny that last year they protest in the stadium. The fans go there, protest the stadium situation and the team leaving, but they put money in the pocket of John Fisher, the owner. Made no sense. But in the meanwhile, there is a possibility for Major League Baseball to expand. They have not expanded in a long time. MLB has not expanded since 1998. That's a long time. And that's the longest since, I really don't know. It's been a very long time, to be honest with you. Probably before expansion. So here we have from ESPN News. I have a whole bunch of ESPN.com. I have a couple articles here to read for you. Headline, MLB expansion, potential cities' top locations to land teams. Okay? MLB expansion is coming, just a matter of when and where. Well, the timeline for MLB to go to 32 teams remains a bit murky. Commissioner Rob Manfred recently said he hopes to have a process in place for the league to expand to 32 teams before he retires in 2029. There are plenty of candidates to land one of the franchises when the sport does expand, headlined by a pair of cities that have moved to the front of the line. Is your city one of the places that baseball could be eyeing? They asked their MLB reporters to break down the cases for and against the leading options. Here's the first one, is Austin, Texas. Austin, San Antonio. They got about between 960,000 in Austin and 1.4 million in San Antonio. The metro area population, go through that, 2.4 for Austin and 2.6 million for San Antonio. Interesting. The TV markets aren't very good. Austin's 35th overall in the country and San Antonio's 31st. Most likely nickname. Austin has the largest urban bat population, so the Austin Bats is a strong option, but they would have to share it with the minor league team in Louisville. That's not a bad name. You can get kids dressed up as Batman going to the ballpark. Most likely stadium location. According to Austin journalist Brian Parker, the area east of the city could work. It includes a newer toll road, and it is where Tesla has their headquarters, as well as where the airport is located. The case for Austin, San Antonio. Because these two cities are so close in proximity, we'll focus on Austin and San Antonio together for a potential expansion team. With that in mind, the case for Austin isn't a hard one to make. It's one of the largest U.S. markets without an existing NFL, NBA, or MLB team, and it's still growing, recently moving into the top 10 in population. It also has an expanding tech and big company community, which includes Apple and Amazon. Oh boy. Among many others. Austin FC, a Major League Soccer team that began play in 2021, sold out all 17 of its home games in 2022, providing a test case for professional sports in the area. With San Antonio just 90 minutes from Austin, even closer if a stadium were to be built north of the city, the two could potentially combine their reach. What could stop it from landing a team? Does Matthew McConaughey like baseball? The actor, who has strong ties to the area, helped spearhead the recently built Moody Center, where the University of Texas basketball team now plays. A similar commitment could help the concept of Major League Baseball in Austin gain ground. But a local ambassador has yet to emerge. The biggest obstacle each city faces in getting a team might be the Houston Astros, who play just 3+ hours away and have developed a strong fan base in the region. Be interesting to see, would they want to have another team in Texas? I mean, Texas is pretty much expanding. Population is going crazy down there. Unlike New York is contracting its population. But that would be interesting to see another team go down to Texas. Okay. Charlotte, North Carolina. They have a city population of 874,000. Metro area population is 2.7 million. TV market is 21st in the country. Most likely nickname. The Charlotte MLB project lists the Charlotte Aviators as a possibility. Most likely stadium location. There's no clear choice here. Truist Field, home to the AAA Charlotte Knights, sits atop a view of the city skyline, but seats just over 10,000 fans. It was not built to expand to major league capacity. The case for Charlotte: the Charlotte metro area is bigger than that of some existing MLB teams, including the Pirates, the Reds, and the the Guardians. Charlotte already has proved it can support multiple professional sports teams. The NFL, NBA, and MLS team all located in the city. And that doesn't include the Carolina Hurricanes, who played just over 2.5 hours away in Raleigh. The Knights, who are the AAA affiliate of the White Sox, also played the Queen city's downtown area and ranked 10th in all the minor leagues in attendance last year. What could stop it from landing a team? Locations. Extremely likely the MLB would add 2 teams in the same region when it expands, and at the moment, Nashville appears to be at the front of the line to land a team. Music City has demonstrated more organized interest in bringing in an MLB team than Charlotte has. So the Charlotte MLB project, a movement to bring baseball to Charlotte, will have to kick into high gear to close the gap. Here's one that's a weird one. I don't think this would happen. I'd be very surprised. This would not be good for team, I think, for players. Mexico City. City population 9.2 million people. Metro area population 21 million. Most likely nickname: the Mexican City Invaders. I mean the Mexico's. Well, I'm sorry, just trying to be funny. The Red Devils are a very successful Mexican league team that plays out of the city's biggest ballpark, Alfredo Harp Helú Stadium, and locals have thrown around the idea of a future MLB team taking that name, though that might not fly given the controversy surrounding the Tampa Bay Devil Rays nickname. Well, I don't know what that means. You'd have to leave comments in the section, and you have to leave a comment on that. I don't know what that means. Most likely stadium location: Alfredo Harp Helú Stadium, the place that hosts the first regular season MLB series in Mexico City last year, and will do so again this year. The ballpark opened just 5 years ago, but has a seating capacity of only about 20,000 and would have to expand in order to host major league teams on a regular basis. The case for Mexico City is right up there with Sao Paulo. Brazil is the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. Mexico City is vibrant and diverse, and the people there love baseball, especially after Mexico's thrilling run to the World Baseball Classic last spring. It takes for last season's 2-game series between the Giants and the Padres, which marked MLB's first regular season series in Mexico's capital city, sold out in less than a year. The atmosphere of those games were electric. Now, I would mention, and then I'd say this in the article, that it's a very difficult place to be. Dangerous, to be honest with you. What could stop it from landing a team? A lot, unfortunately. The most prominent reason might be the limits on revenue that can be drawn in a country where its currency is exceedingly volatile, and the people who live there earn far less than they do in the United States. That's the biggest thing. So the stadium sits a whopping 7,349 feet above sea level, more than 2,000 feet higher than even Coors Field. But a bigger problem might be that it does not have a roof, given the amount of rain that falls in Mexico City in the summer months. Yeah, this ain't that's definitely not happening. Excuse me. Montreal, city population of 1.7, metro area population 4.2. Most likely nickname: the Expos. Well, that's funny. There used to be an Expos team. This is one part of the process that has never been murky in Montreal. Well, the vibe among the pro MLB crowd has always been more bring back the Expos than we want an expansion team. more likely stadium location. This is very much up in the air. This is a big problem, what's going on in Montreal. The Peel Basin site that had been floated as a possible stadium location has more recently been targeted for housing development. Oversized and underused Olympic Stadium is set to be renovated, though that appears more for general use than anything Expos related. Yeah, you don't want to go back there. The case for Montreal. After a string of MLB-related disappointments, Montreal needs baseball to make the next first move by launching a formal expansion process. When that happens, we know Montreal can mobilize and do so quickly, perhaps as well as any Canadian city. They pulled together studies, pinpointed stadium sites, and created the core of a potential ownership group. They even surveyed their fans, all elusive elements of a bid that have to come together at the right time. All that legwork was for a now expired bid. But what hasn't changed is that Montreal remains easily the largest leading candidates in market size, a fact that will keep them in the conversation. Quote, I would look at us being the most mature of the groups that are out there, said William Jaeger, a Montreal-based executive for Ernst & Young, who was a key figure in Montreal's most recent push for a team. When baseball launches a process, then we would examine what that process looks like and then make a decision as to whether it makes sense for us to put forth a bid. What could stop it from landing a team? The last serious bid to put Montreal forward as an expansion candidate fizzled. The reason for that isn't because of anything the Montreal baseball project did wrong, but more of a matter of timing. They made a strong case for the city before MLB was really ready to consider the issue. For a couple of years, the bid seemed at least half successful because of a proposed sister city concept in which Montreal and the Tampa Bay area would share the Rays. That notion was ultimately kiboshed by MLB in January 2022. After so many disappointments, it may really come down to how much of a thirst for a baseball team remains in the city that by the time MLB gets the expansion wheels turning, it will be a quarter century past the loss of the Expos. In the meantime, it is imperative that those in Montreal still pining for a club keep those fires burning. I don't know if that's going to happen, Montreal. I don't know if this is going to happen now. We'll see. But I will say this: if Montreal does get baseball again, they have to be in the American League with the Blue Jays, because of this, we still have an American League East. They can get the Yankees to go in there on a regular basis, the Red Sox to go in there on a regular basis, the Orioles, and obviously get the Blue Jays to go in there on a regular basis. They need to be in the same division. They cannot be in another league. It's impossible for them to draw and have teams come in and have no one in the ballpark. Nashville, Tennessee. City population is 689,000. Metro area population of 2 million. Most likely nicknamed the Stars and the Sounds are the clear options. There could be a space across the Cumberland River from downtown Nashville to the Titans' current and future homes. The case for Nashville, based on conversation with high-ranking executives within the sport, it seems close to a fait accompli that Nashville will win one of the next expansion teams. When the owners have actually formed a committee to study the possible growth from 30 to 32 teams, they will talk about how the Music City is already a major league city, with the NFL Titans and NHL Predators and tremendous population growth in a part of the country that is wild about sports. For example, the area leadership just committed $2.1 billion. That's probably more than the rest of the cost of an expansion franchise for a new Titans stadium. What could stop it from landing a team? Nashville is not necessarily close to Cincinnati, St. Louis, or Atlanta, but the major league teams from those cities probably will encourage the idea of having pieces of their respective fan bases shaved off. The next one is Orlando, Florida. I would be surprised. There should be no more teams in Florida, in my view. I don't even think we should have any teams in Florida. Because to be honest with you, the Rays and the Marlins have not been successful. They struggle to draw. City population of Orlando is 307,000. Metro area population 2.7. Most likely nicknamed the group trying to bring baseball to the city has branded itself the Orlando Dreamers, a nod to Walt Disney and Arnold Palmer and the many other visionaries who helped develop this area. Most likely stadium location. The available hotel and land space along with a constant flow, it would make sense to put a park near Disney World. The Case for Orlando is already a major league city with the NBA Magic in town, and Orlando's much bigger than places like Cleveland and Cincinnati that already have MLB teams. Yeah, I'm sorry. Stay out of Florida. There's too many transplant people down there, too many New Yorkers down there that don't care about the Rays or the Marlins. I'm just going to skip over this because I don't think that this is a viable option at all. Portland, Oregon. City population of 652,000. Metro area 2.5. Most likely nicknamed former Trailblazers decided to avoid a team name for now. That's stupid. Well, they involved the fans in that for sure, Barrett said. The most likely stadium location. Cheek and Barrett believe this is one of their group's top selling points as they're zeroing in on 164 acres at what is now the Red Tail Golf Center in suburban Beavertown, located about a mile from Nike headquarters. How does Swiss Stadium sound? Let's see. The case so important. If MLB puts one team in the West and one in the East, that makes Portland a front runner. Portland is also the largest market in the country with just one of the four major pro sports teams. We're an underserved sports market, Barrett says. The Trailblazers have been enormously popular for decades in both the men's and women's. Okay, about that. I don't think that's a great place. Here's Raleigh, North Carolina. There's a lot of places. I don't think they're viable. Let's see the next one. San Jose, California. If you're going to have San Jose, California, why don't the A's move there? The A's should just move to San Jose. Stay in California if they can. But I don't blame anybody for leaving California. Salt Lake City. See the next. Let's see the next. I think that's it. Well, let me know what you think about this video. Which place do you think is the most viable? Maybe you stay out of Florida, to be honest with you. Tennessee's pretty good. Again, if you're going to go to Montreal, you want to be in the American League East. Mexico City's just not a good place. Maybe Charlotte, and maybe one of the places in Texas. So, you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave comments in the comments section, and I'll see you later.